Hey guys, I barely pulled myself to even make this video, again showing you how lazy I am, but I got 5 questions this time, which was 2 more, I think, than last one, so yeah, hey, small steps. So, first one, All-Timer HWW asks, what was my favorite game between Crysis 3, Tomb Raider, and Metal Gear Revengeance? Metal Gear Revengeance I just couldn't finish at all, so that's like 3rd place. Crysis 3 would probably be 2nd place because I just couldn't get into the single player. And Tomb Raider would be the favorite out of all those 3 because it had, a reasonably good story with some tech issues, and the multiplayer was fun, just not competitively. But again, Tomb Raider would win in those 3 situations. And Storms HD, who in other words is my younger cousin, wants to know if I would like to see Battlefield Bad Company 3 before Battlefield 4. And honestly, I haven't played any of the Bad Company games, so personally I'd like to see Battlefield 4 first. However, I mean, if there's millions of people wanting Battlefield Bad Company 3, then by all means, don't stop on me. I'd rather have the masses happy on that one. He also asks what I think the most underrated game is, and just single game wise, I think the most underrated would probably be Binary Domain, which I'll leave the link to the video that I made of this game. I think it's incredibly underrated. I love this game, and I'm sad I didn't pick it up when it came out. And he also asks just game series. What's the most underrated game series of all time? And I don't know if you could count it as a series, but Warhawk and Starhawk, those were very good games, and I know it didn't really get a good following, but it was popular with people who actually picked it up. So I'd probably say Warhawk and Starhawk, as in game series, is the most underrated of all time. Mr. Matrix Man 92 asks my thoughts on trophies and achievements, and do I want games to have them? I like trophies, yes. I don't see them as a necessity. And personally, the trophy system has gotten me to play more of a game than I would have otherwise. Like, maybe I wouldn't have beaten Dead Space 2 on hardcore mode if it wasn't for the trophy. So I like how they motivate you to do some things, but overall I'm fine if it's not in, next gen. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a loss, but it's not like a complete and total, please help me, why did Sony do this? But if it's there, great. If it's not, then, oh well. Oh man, if I mispronounce this, I am so sorry. Joe Matrix, he's wanting to know, after all the good and bad stuff Disney has done with Marvel, what would be my thoughts if they came into the KH universe? And at first when I read this question, I'm like, oh, no way this could happen. But as I thought about it, I'm like, yes, this could work. I mean, Sora could go to, an Earth-like planet, and there's some Marvel superheroes or something, and they're fighting aliens or something like that, and Sora helps out. And that would be pretty cool, I think. But they have to be careful with this, because the whole way Kingdom Hearts is structured is like the main villains in the entire universe of Kingdom Hearts are original characters. They're not something brought in from a Disney World or something like that. So if they bring in the Avengers or something, if they do that, they have to be careful not to impede on the whole KH villain system, because I imagine, say Thor's there and he's like this god, and then Loki, and then even more so into the whole Asgard thing. They need to be careful with that, because it could take away from some of the KH lore, I guess. So they need to have a good balance with that if they're going to work out. But if they don't have Marvel characters in there, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, that'd pretty much just be icing on the cake if they did it correctly. And my good buddy Virtually Vain wants to know if there was a pair of inoperable, inseparable, conjoined twins and one of them committed a murder, how can you justify incarceration or punish the one that committed the crime without wrongly punishing the other? So here's what we do. We just dig a giant pit, maybe 30 yards wide and 30 yards across, just for these 2 conjoined twins to go into, and we just throw in a sharp knife, and we tell them that one of them has to die or they'll never come out of the pit again. And so that we just have them duel Roman, Colosseum style, and then, the winner gets this magic voodoo done on them, so they're no longer a conjoined twin, they're all just one person. And yeah, I'm serious.